Morning. We're going to start our meeting. Thank everybody for attending. We can start with Sherry. Can we do a roll call?
Yes, sir. Mr. Deloche?
Here.
Ms. Burt?
Here.
Mr. Lilly?
Here.
Mr. Montori?
Here.
Mr. Hardy?
Here.
And Mr. Desai is in the audience.
All righty. Thank you. All right, looking at the minutes, did anybody have an opportunity to review the minutes? Yes. And do we have a motion for the meeting?
Motion to accept the minutes.
Second that motion.
All righty, thank you. Sherry, if we can have a roll call?
We can do all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passed.
All right, seems like we have one item. And it's a quasi judicial hearing, so there doesn't need to be any swearing in, or there does?
Yes, good morning, Chair. Yes, anyone who is going to give testimony this morning will have to be sworn in. Any members of the public or staff?
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God during this hearing?
Thank you. Morning, Noel.
Mr. Chair, if I may, excuse me for the interruption. We'd like to ask if there have been any ex parte communications on this matter.
Well, once again, I've ridden my bike around the neighborhood, and I saw the participants' area, and I've reviewed it, so that's the only ex parte communication that I had.
Okay, thank you, Chair.
That's me too, but that's not ex parte.
That's fine.
All right.
Thank you.
Well,
Good morning,
Morning.
Board, Planning and Zoning Board. Noelle Eaton, City Planner. This is a quasi-judicial hearing for a zoning variance. It's zoning variance 2023-004. This is a request for two variances at 3126 Liberty Street for front and side yard variances. This is just an introduction here. The property owners are Lisa and Andrew Lowell. They are here today for any questions. They are proposing to construct a 24 by 30 foot detached garage in the front yard. The RSF2 zoning district regulations, section 14-17.4 requires a 30-foot front yard from the front property line. The applicants are requesting a setback of 16.2 feet, which, do the reverse math, requires the variance of 13.8 feet for the front yard. And then further, the district requires a 10-foot interior side yard setback. They are requesting a 4-foot setback, requiring the 6-foot variance. Some background, like I said, the property is zoned RSF2, which is our single-family zoning district. It does have a land use of low-density residential. It houses a single-family home today, and that use is not changing. You can see from the table provided in your packet and on the screen, there is a mix of abutting zoning and land uses. We have some single-family homes to the north and the west, and then the drive-in, Daytona Beach Drive-In Christian Church is to the south, and then some commercial along the east side with overflow parking in the RMF zoning district, and then the Sandpiper gift shop. This is just a location map of the property. I'll kind of go into some more detail, but you can see there is the Liberty Street on the east side of it, which is its frontage, the Drive-In Christian Church to the south, and then Brookfair Crescent alleyway on the west side. This is the Orida subdivision was platted in 1887, and Brookfair Crescent was an alleyway that never really got developed on this section. You can see from the aerials that it doesn't, there's no alley, there's no street, it doesn't exist. This is a close-up of the property and the request location for the garage. And again, I'll go into some more detail about the special conditions related to this property. There is a 6-foot white vinyl fence along the south side of the property. It currently sets 2.8 feet off of the corner of that house and then angles into the property even further towards the back of the property. There is also a pool in the backyard, as well as some vegetation, trees, palm trees located on the south and north sides of this fence, restricting access to the rear yard for vehicular access. There is also sheds, covered areas, you know, you kind of name it. The property's been built out on the north side. Again, you know, restricting that vehicular access to the south or to the rear of the property. There is an existing water meter and water line that is located in the front of the property that runs, you know, I don't know the exact location of the water line, but I suspect that from the meter, it runs directly into the house. So here's, you know, kind of an aerial. There is an average front yard setback line of this block that is 95 feet. This, like I said, was platted in 1887. And then the houses were then, you know, constructed in the, let me see. Anyways, I'll get to when the house was constructed. But this block is, all the houses are set back, you know, allowing further development in the front yard. This is a zoomed in version of that, so a 95-foot front yard setback, you know, the house is already well over that in the front yard, limiting the available space in the front yard. And then combine that with the restricted access to the rear yard. This property does have unique conditions. This is a exhibit more of the request. It is a 4-foot setback to the south side, the interior property line, and then a 16.2-foot setback to the front property line. However, where the asphalt ends on the street, it appears, it would give the appearance that there's a 30.6-foot setback from the street. This is just a current image of the front of the house. There is an existing single-car garage that doesn't provide adequate space for vehicle parking or the storage needs of the applicant. And then there are 2 picture windows in the front of the property as well, restricting, you know, the available area in the front yard. These picture windows do have ocean views, and then there's a slight elevation on that property as well. This is the variance criteria summary, and the detailed criteria analysis has been provided as part of the record and in your packet. But this does show that the criteria of section 14-63.8, which is the criteria related to variances, show that all 7 criteria have been met for this request. The notice requirements have also been met and provided as part of the record from the applicant. And staff is recommending approval of zoning variance 2023-004. If you have any questions.
I do.
Yes.
You mentioned unique conditions. What are the unique conditions?
Basically everything that I just went through. So the restricted access to the rear yard from the built environment that is there today, the fencing, the landscaping, the stuff on the north side, and then with the rest of the neighborhood is really that setback, the average setback for the property, the water line, and then the picture windows in the front, which push the structure to the south.
Has the fire department been involved in this?
No.
Anything from the neighbors?
Nope, I have not received anything from any abutting properties. They were noticed.
Thank you.
The proper notification was posted in the front of the building like it was supposed to.
Yep, there are 2 notice requirements is for variances, that the abutting property owners are noticed certified mail, and then that the property is posted in the front 10 days prior to the hearing.
But we didn't hear anything from any of the neighbors, including the church.
Correct.
I just have a couple of comments. I don't know if it's for Stuart or whatever. A lot of those houses in there don't seem to have been upgraded. Their house is very nice and it's upgraded. I was just wondering about the street. Is that that's a single street? Can that street be enlarged a little bit and cleaned up back there for the people that live back there? I mean, the streets don't look, that one street going in the back, the house is very dumpy and, you can hardly get in or out.
Are you referring, for the record, Stuart Cruz, Community Service Director, are you referring to the road to the east of the property, the front of the property? That's actually a county road. The chances that that would be expanded at this time is very, very limited.
Would they have to go through DOT or what?
No, that's a county road. It's not close to the state highway system, so they would not have to go through DOT. It's just a matter as to whether or not there's enough traffic demand and demand for pedestrian usage in the area. And at this time, my guess is that the answer is no, especially since it's not a through road.
And how about Liberty Street? It doesn't seem very, great either.
The same would apply. There's just not enough demand. So I don't want to speak for the county, but my guess as a planner would be that expansion at this point would not happen anytime soon.
Or just cleaning it up and resurfacing it or something.
Yeah, we can certainly reach out to them. Typically, roads are on what's called a maintenance or replacement schedule, and I'm not sure when the last time it has been upgraded, but I can certainly reach out to them and see where it is in the schedule.
My only other comment is, their house is nice, but a lot of those houses haven't been upgraded or whatever, and I would take a look at that. That's my only comment.
Thank you. And just that road is actually a combination of county and city properties. I think the vast majority of properties on that road are actually county roads, county properties as well. But we can certainly have our code enforcement look and see if there's any violations. I know they're very proactive, but we'll take a look at that as well.
Thank you,
on our
Stuart.
side.
That's important.
Any other comments from the board? I have a couple of comments. The existing garage, is it gonna still be used as a garage?
Yeah, I'm gonna actually let them answer
Okay.
that.
Thank you.
Yes.
If you can come up, state your name and your address. Thank you.
Andrew Lowell Jr. is 3126 Liberty Street. Sure. Yes, that will still be used for.
So the new constructed garage will be used for?
Mostly storage. We don't live here, but we plan to spend more time, and we'll have it occasionally rent a place, and I can't leave a vehicle in that space, so it ends up on the back lawn. I think one of the aerial pictures shows my wagon sitting on the back lawn, actually. So I'd like to do something different.
I kind of saw that. So the way you entered your wagon in
There's a
the...
big gate through the church, on the church side.
Okay.
That we put in for whatever access. The church had no issue with it at the time, so.
Is your property, does it have tied in with the sewer system, or does it have?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that goes around all the way around the house and up to the back, into the alleyway there.
All right, thank you. Any other questions? All righty then. Reviewing, does we have any recommendations?
I make a motion that we approve variance number ZV2023-004 as presented.
Second?
All righty, thank you. Sherry, roll call?
Ms. Tornatori?
Yes.
Mr. Horian?
Yes.
Ms. Burt?
Yes.
Mr. Lilly?
Yes.
Mr. Delange?
Yes. Thank you. I guess that concludes. All righty. Any other presentation? We're done. Action items? No comments, no further comments from the board? All right, our next meeting will be in May 8th? Okay,
Correct, May 8th.
all right. All right, if that's no other comments?